Great. Thank you, Mr. Knight. We'll start with general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items and will be provided up to 1 minute per person for a cumulative of 10 minutes for general public comment. Testimony shall be limited in content to matters which are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. The board may not take any action on matters discussed during the public comment period. And for our callers zooming in, we do have our city attorney on hand to ensure that you are staying on topic during your public comment. Mr. Knight, with that, if we'd like to proceed with public comment.
Very well, President Corson. We'll start with Amy. Amy, go ahead and unmute, and you'll have 60 seconds to offer your.
Hi, I'm surprised it's the new year and the planters on LRH Way are still there. They're also actually not planters. They're like shipping containers that were converted into planters. And I just don't understand what's going on. You guys, it's like a new year. How about getting some of these New Year's resolutions going by removing the planters? People are still getting stuck, getting out of their cars. It's not fair. And I don't understand what's going on, why nothing is being enforced. That's all. Bye.
Thank you, Amy. We'll move next to Merjam, followed by Mona.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm again here to talk about the illegal non-ADA compliant planters on L. Ron Hubbard Way. Yes, the ones that the cult of Scientology put there without permit. They're still there, blocking access, breaking the law, and proving the cult is above the rules. Let me get this straight. The rest of us follow city regulations, but the cult gets a free pass. Why hasn't the city acted? Are we waiting for them to just hand out violations themselves? Meanwhile, people with disabilities are stuck navigating around this nonsense. It's infuriating to see blatant violations go unchecked. The rules are for everyone, or are they not? Enough is enough. Enforce the law, remove the planters. It's that simple. Thank you.
Thank you, Merjam. We'll go next to Mona McAleese, followed by Yvonne.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Knight. Hello, board. It's me again, Mona. Happy New Year. It's a new year, a new week, and a new day. Unfortunately, it is still the same old complaint, the platters on L. Ron Hubbard Way and Fountain. They haven't moved. I was hoping for a Christmas present. Nope, they're still there. The planners are literally the example of the city, state, and federal laws being violated in the symbolic picture of the violation of human rights that is ongoing, especially the violation of the First Amendment rights for freedom of speech and how in bed Scientology is with the city. Move the planners. I would like to reclaim my time that's wasted every week speaking to the void. Thank you, and I give back my time.
Thank you, Mona. Yvonne?
Thank you, Mr. Knight. Once again, this board is going to be asked to approve minutes that do not reflect or record the public comment and are written in the future tense. In addition, they are prematurely archived in December 11th file. This needs to stop. You really need to record what the public is providing you information on. Scientology is operating this board in a way that because you're neglecting your responsibilities, they feel emboldened to slice the tires of protesters, glue their car doors closed, and your continued catering to them will allow them to feel more and more emboldened to break more and more laws. Stop it now. Open up the porthole to the permits so that the public knows that they have a permit that has.
Thank you, Yvonne. That's 60 seconds. We'll move next to Gigi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so before we do our public comments, you read something where it says that you cannot take action on what the public commenters are saying. that does not mean that you cannot take action at all. That means that you cannot have like conversations with us. You cannot have a motion based off it, you know, in this meeting, whatever, but you can still do stuff. There's more you can do to get these planners gone. And it's such a small task. It should be very simple for you guys. So can you please find a way to do this? And we can just be done with these planners. There's bigger things to deal with right now. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you, Gigi. And Zoom user.
Good morning and happy new year, but not a happy new year for our situation with the planters. And I'm at the point now where I did have a long discussion with an attorney, and I was given the advice to seek a civil rights attorney because my personal rights, and not just mine, so it's Mona's rights are being, and other people's, our rights are being violated at this point. And I'm starting to think that the entire city, that all of y'all, that you're Scientologists. So what I'm going to start doing is passing out the billion-year contract. If you haven't signed it yet, you need to read it and sign it because you are doing the job of Scientology, but you are called and put here to do the work of the people, all of us. I'm not asking for special treatment either. Like I'm not requesting special treatment. I'm just requesting that you enforce the law that's already there. But Scientology is getting special treatment because they're being told or allowed to not follow the law. And
Thank you.
did you? Thank you.
And finally, Mini Minion. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yeah, hi, I'd like to follow suit with the rest of my friends. By the way, Happy New Year. Yeah, these planters, I mean, you people are just asking for a lawsuit by allowing them to keep those planters there. Someone is going to eventually end up hurt and God forbid dead. Okay, that's ridiculous. And not only that, but you have a woman in distress whose vehicle was vandalized and she had to beg your police department to help her. What is wrong with you people? You need to get it together. You are the worst city in the world. And you make people look at you like you're ridiculous. I'm all the way across America on Long Island, New York, and I'm watching all this, looking at you like you are a pathetic bunch of idiots. Get it together. Seriously. Figure it out. Stop allowing a cult to get away with what they're getting away with. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. And President Cresson, that concludes public comment for this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. With that, we'll close the general public comment section for today's meeting and proceed to multiple agenda public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment for up to 1 minute per item for a total of 3 minutes per meeting. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item. And once again, we have our city attorney on hand to ensure you do remain on topic. Mr. Knight, if you'd like to proceed with multiple agenda items, public comment.
Yes, I will. Could I ask the city attorney for a quick refresher on how long commenters get on multiple items?
No problem. Thomas Costello Vega, city attorney. So for public comment, there's 1 minute for every agenda item up to a total maximum of 3 minutes for 3 or more agenda items. So if a commenter would like to speak on 3 or more items, they get 3 minutes, and then less than that, less than that.
Thank you so much. And so our multiple agenda item commenters, we have 2. We'll start with Yvonne this morning. Yvonne? Go ahead.
Thank you. Agenda items number 3, 4, and 6 are bids being released, and in those items, it's referenced to view documents on Ramp LA. Ramp LA has been closed since December 9th and won't reopen until January 7th. So this board, the public, cannot access or review those documents. In addition, that porthole is closed to non-certified, non-participants in the bidding process. Therefore, we are precluded as citizens from looking at what the original proposal going out for bid is. You are restricting our information inappropriately. This is similar to the problem with the city permits, which you have oversight over for special events. when the police are presented the cover page of a permit, they do not display the terms and conditions. And if I went to the car lot and had a receipt in my hand for one car that I paid for, but the car I bought was actually a old beat up Ford sedan, and I went out to the lot and pointed to a Ferrari or a Jag and said, "That's the car I bought." There it needs to be a clarity here, determined by the entire disclosure of the entire contract. And you're failing the public when you do not provide us full disclosures. Please, I know you guys are under time constraint because you have pending funding requirements in order to get the proposals through the process. You might lose grants because you're delayed in your management. Fix your management problems, provide the public the information, and you yourselves need to be able to access all that information before you pass any of these bid releases. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Our next public commenter is Zoom user.
Good morning. I don't know why it's saying Zoom user, but okay. So the first one, well, first I want a point of clarification. I don't see an agenda for Wednesday, so can you please address whether or not there's going to be a meeting on Wednesday? I'm guessing at this point there's not. Okay, agenda item number 1 and 2. All right, it looks like the mayor is able to get things done. She is not sitting there incapacitated. I see, because this is pretty, detailed stuff. So I don't know why she's not able to address other important issues, because it says CD all, right? And so CD 13, where these planters are, falls within CD all. But it looks like right here, she's just focusing on the nicer areas, which is great. I mean, hey, every area deserves, a look at the city, but I'm wondering why, like so much of it's going towards the higher end when so much of the valley is being neglected completely. Like, what about the, the Sepulveda Basin? There's so much neglect going on. And as far as the fiber optics, yes, of course, we want upgrades. But, at the same time, we also want them to do everything. Like Yvonne said, if there's not enough manpower, if you're having management issues, it's beyond just not having access to the portal. That's one major thing. But I would like access to streets and curbs as well, especially on L. Ron Hubbard Way and Fountain Avenue and Catalina. When it comes to the bids, okay, North Sepulveda, here we're doing what's a pedestrian island. I'm all for pedestrian islands, but the city lately, even with their newer construction, is having issues with making it really ADA compliant. It's really there. I actually have made videos. I'm going to submit them to show you how ridiculous your new designs are for people in a chair. I cannot be in the ready to go, because sometimes you only have seconds to cross, and then but you want to call the big button. I can't even hit the big button because of all you have this big river rock, so I can't even get to it. So I can't call the button. I have to hope it picks. And then and then also like the yellow grading that they put. I get that that's helpful. Like, I don't want it to not have to underneath that. But they have a tendency to come up and separate. And with the people in chairs or walking, you're creating hazards. So they're not being nailed down properly. I hope they will be here. And I saw something with the board of here we go with Selman Water. I definitely want clean water. I am very concerned about our water, because all I keep seeing you guys dealing is with water. So I feel like we're under some kind of urgency that you guys aren't telling us about. Thank you.
So that's 3 minutes. And that concludes multiple agenda item commentary this morning.
I'd like to open up general public comment for us.
Very well. We will go ahead and start with Amy.
Okay. Hi. The pitiful planters permits parking, Pinocchio people permitting preposterous proposals on LRH Way because the the planters are still there. And shame on you for allowing 100,000 gallons of water be wasted over the summer at the Cult of Scientology when they were harassing the protesters that were there for the encampment. They could have used that water now in your fires. That is unbelievably egregious that you did not stop them from doing that. That has endangered all the people in Southern California. How could you not have stopped that? Shame on you. Goodbye.
And we'll move next to Gigi.
Hi. So my thoughts are with everyone that's dealing with the fires and the winds. The winds are horrible right now, but still, I'm here talking about these planners when they're supposed to be gone already. Like, and there's bigger things to worry about. So why can't you guys just take care of them? I've done a lot of research into what you guys can do, and I'm requesting that in a future meeting, you put this on the agenda and you give us your side, what you've done, what you can do, what you can't do. Give us some type of like progress report on this, at least. Put on record what's going on from your side of this issue, because the public is talking about this every single public comment for months. So we deserve some type of statement at least, or I don't know, an agenda item, something. Can you please put us on in a future meeting? Thank you.
Thank you, Gigi. We'll move next to Yvonne.
Thank you. You're going to be asked to approve the December 16th minutes, this agenda, and I'm going to ask that you do not. You are going to be asked to move from omissions to a commission of a crime. This minute has the phrase, "No public comment was received." That is false. If you attest to that falsehood, it is easily provable that it is false. Every single professional board that you are associated with will be notified. I do this not out of spite, but out of your protection and the city's protection, because Scientology will use it as a means to blackmail you into further obedience to their manipulation of the city and this board. Stop catering to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. We'll move next to Zoom user.
Good morning. Before I may not even be able to give my public comment. My comment is to Ms. Choi. How is this meeting legal? Okay, but the Brown Act does not allow you, for somebody who forgot to post the agenda item for the meeting, to then cancel the meeting and say, oh, it's a special meeting on the same day. It doesn't work like that. A special meeting has to be about a special circumstances, and that cannot wait until the next meeting. So are you trying to tell me that the 4 agenda items posted today could not wait until Friday? And if that's the case, then, and if it's not the case and you don't know the Brown Act, what are you doing sitting up there advising this board? You're putting the city's attorney's office, I won't even just say you, the city's attorney's office is putting Public Works Commission in a very bad position right now, because I want you to please tell me how this meeting is legal. It should have been canceled because you did not put the agenda out. I called that out on Monday, that the agenda was not posted. And so what did you do? You posted a canceled meeting.
Thank you, Zoom user. And we'll move next to Mona M. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. We're going to talk about 2 things. One, the meeting today, which is, I was surprised that it was actually called as a special meeting. And 2, the planters. And they are in violation of city, state, and federal code. And you, as a board, there's a legal mandate term. I can't remember it, but I read about it the other day. You are legally mandated to take care of your business. You are legally mandated to do something about this. And popping it over to the city attorney doesn't work. I want to know a progress report. Please put us on the agenda. Thank you. I yield back my time.
Thank you, Mona. And I do see two new hands raised on the Zoom platform. President Corson, if you like, I can ask if they would like to offer public comment.
Yes, please.
Very well. We'll start with area code 213 ending in 403. You should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute. Would you like to offer public comment this morning?
Yes. May I speak on general comment, Your Excellency? Please go ahead. Yes, thank you. 914 South Hilver Street has a homeless encampment with trash setting fires. A former Korean broadcasting station building at 914 South Hilver Street. And you're not cleaning it up, Public Works. They're allowing dumping, and they're not taking the trash cans near the area. I hear they're lawyering up to try to take Mr. Corsan to court personally. As I told you, you're all headed to federal prison. So please, as a matter of record, please give the FBI your information at www.
Thank you. That's 60 seconds. Thank you, user. And Merjim? Or Margim? Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here again talking about the illegal non-ADA compliant planters on L. Ron Hubbard Way, right next to the cult of Scientology. We all know why they're there, to block the protesters and restrict access. These aren't just illegal, they're deliberate obstruction to free speech and public movement. No permits, falling apart, endangering pedestrians, especially those who are elderly or with disabilities, and yet they're still there. They're already being condemned illegal, but apparently that doesn't mean much. Are we waiting for them to collapse entirely or cause a serious injury or someone before we do something? That's all.
Thank you, Merjim. And that concludes public commentary for this morning. President Corsan.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. We'll close general public comment for today's meeting and proceed to multiple agenda items public comment.
We'll start with Yvonne. Go ahead, Yvonne. And you have 1 minute per item, and you've asked to speak on items 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you. The topic that I want to speak on is general management practices. And number one is a perfect example of a cacophony of errors. How does the department not know the slope and depth of the current pipes that are going to be replaced, and then release a request for proposal that is overrun because of the planning deficiencies? This is an incredible impropriety on the management of this department. The third aspect to this contract that is troublesome is that the contract for a entire job was divided up into 3 different jobs with the target figures of under $150,000 in order to avoid scrutiny of management and oversight. Then when there's a cost overrun, oh yes, we go back to the board and ask for more money. Do I believe that this is the contractor's fault? No, this is a management problem within the department. Now you have to ask the question, why is this happening? Is this because somebody is corrupt? Is this because somebody has a favorite contractor they want to send some money over to? Is this a benefit to the city in any way whatsoever? You need to take a charge of the competency of your department and really, really test the management skills from top to bottom. There is no reason for this type of continuous failure in the writing of the prospectus for the specifications for proposals. None. I've put rockets into space and helped build the El Segundo Hughes Aircraft Facility. There is no excuse for the incompetence that is being displayed on a weekly, no, 3 times a day, or 3 times a week basis from your department that you have oversight over. Get a grip on your team. And this goes from parking enforcement to permitting to contracts and major development
Which item are you speaking
aspects.
to, Yvonne? Which item are you on right now?
Specifically, items 1, 2, and 3. They are all management failures. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move next to Zoom user. Zoom user, you have asked to speak on all items. You have 1 minute per item for a maximum of 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm looking for, I would like clarity on which one of these 4 items could not wait till Friday. Because a special meeting means, you cannot have a special meeting at the time of the general meeting. And I see that you moved it by 15 minutes, but that doesn't count. And I hope the commissioners, I hope you, because I know you're looking to the city attorney's office for guidance, and I hope you get clarity. Because this is I believe, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe this is an illegal meeting. That being said, can the contract wait till Friday? I would think so. I see number 2, it says about emergency sewage, but that it says quarterly report. A quarterly report can't wait until Friday, please. And then number 3, sidewalk repair. Yeah, we need sidewalk repair. I'm all for it. You know that. I want ADA compliance. I want L. Ron Hubbard Way. I want all those planners moved. I've been saying this for months. But that agenda item could not wait until Friday. And number 4, okay, we're talking high-powered stuff, and yeah, very important. I get it, but is it so urgent that you had to do a Brown Act violation? Because it has to be a special meeting, has to be about a special subject that cannot wait until the next meeting. So you need to ask yourselves, commissioners, which one of these items could not wait to be put on the Friday's agenda, that it had to, because you know what happened? Somebody didn't do their job. They didn't put out the agenda on time. And it happens. Okay. So you cancel the meeting. No biggie. I mean, that's what you do. There's a fires anyway, right? A windstorm anyway. City council canceled anyway, right? So you should have just canceled the meeting. But the fact that that you cancel the meeting is fine, but the fact that you're trying to turn it into an emergency meeting, a special meeting has to be about something special that cannot wait until the next meeting. And that the fact that the city's attorney is advising you to continue is mind-boggling to me. It just astounds me that she's sitting there and saying, yes, continue. Why? Because you all got up and you went down there. Why? Or
Which item are you
nothing's
on?
going to happen.
Which item are you on?
I'm on items 1, 2, 3, 4, because none of them should be being held today. It should be on Friday's agenda. This is not a Brown Act meeting. And I heard, I heard Goat Puppet talking. He's a lawyer. Maybe he can address this. If items 1 through 4 should not be they should have been dealt on the regular agenda item, but you forgot to put the regular agenda out on time. Because I called it out on Monday. I said, why is there no agenda for Wednesday? Is the meeting canceled? And then it was canceled after I mentioned that. And then now we have a special meeting. A special meeting cannot replace the general meeting. And so, I'm flabbergasted.
And we do have an additional hand raised, user 213 ending in 403. Would you like to offer commentary on our agenda items this morning? If so, can you please indicate which items you'd like to offer commentary on? One more call for user 213 ending in 403. I'm asking you to unmute and identify which items you'd like to speak on. And the user is not unmuting. And that concludes our multiple agenda item commentary this morning, President Corsi.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. We will close multiple agenda public item for today's
I want to speak on all the fucking.
And I'll go ahead and remove permission for that user to interject in the meeting.
Thank you. We'll been advised that from the city attorney to continue approving the minutes from December 16th. We will proceed to the voting items.
What a
I'll start with
joke.
items 2, 3, and 4.
It looks like all our commenters are on the Zoom platform today, so we'll get started with the folks that have their hands raised. Caller Amy's iPhone, you'll have 1 minute for general public comment.
Hi, I'm very upset because my last comment about the water was wasted during the summer when the Scientology protesters were on Fountain Avenue, and you allowed them to get away with wasting over 100,000 gallons of water. And you still have the planters up, which is blocking fire access. You have fires going on and you're doing nothing about it. It's unbelievable. You guys, you're going to have blood and soot and ash all over your hands. You're as incompetent as your mayor. You all need to be resigning or be recalled or do something, because you're letting a cult get away with things that none of us would be able to get away with. And they're endangering everybody. They're endangering you too and your children if you don't do something. Bye.
Next caller, Yvonne, you'll have 1 minute for general public comment.
Yes, the December 18th meeting minutes are on the agenda and they are already recorded in the archive. Once again, this is a problem. You know the complaint, you're ignoring the complaint. You will be having these issues raised to the grand juries, civil grand jury, criminal grand jury, inspector general's office, state attorney general, and so forth. In addition, Scientology has 2 or 3 pending special events. Given their practice of misusing the special events permits and lying to the security and the LAPD, you are emboldening their behavior, and by limiting the public access to the terms and conditions of the permit, your awareness of this makes you and the city liable for the legal and financial fallout.
Mona, you'll have 1 minute for general public comment.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much. I wanted to remind you of the importance of the fire lane that is on L. Ron Hubbard Way and why we keep talking about it. Just yesterday, the day before, there were plenty of cars that were left in the middle of the road and emergency vehicles couldn't get through. They had to bring a very large grader in to get rid of those cars. People are people, and when there's an emergency and an evacuation order, you're not going to take the time to find keys to move cars, besides new ones that are going to be left there. Shame on you. You guys need to make sure that those emergency lanes are open and clear and the planners are gone. Thank you. I yield back my time.
Thank you, caller. Next hand raises caller Mirjam. You'll have 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you. I'm calling today to address a pressing matter that I'm sure is high on your list of priorities. The mysterious non-ADA compliant planters, or are they cleverly disguised barricades lining the illustrious L. Ron Hubbard Way? These containers, which serve as a delightful obstacle course for anyone with mobility challenges, seems to have sprouted with remarkable convenience in front of Church of Scientology. Curious, isn't it? But that's not all. I must commend your efficiency in expediting permits for events on this street, where armed guards, with, shall we say, very creative ways of handling peaceful protesters. It really begs the question, is the Public Works Committee in a competition to see who can outdo the church in clearing the public spaces? Or perhaps, dare I ask, has collaboration been forged? Please prove me wrong by doing the unthinkable, enforcing ADA compliance and reviewing the legitimacy of these questionable permits. After all,
that's 1 minute. Next hand raises caller Zoom user. You'll have 1 minute for general public comment.
Yes, this is Audit LA. We've just gone through a very harrowing few days And I wonder how much of this, the responsibility of what happened of running out of water falls on this commission. I know you guys are new but you're going to be the faces that have to confront it. And I want to go by what Gigi was saying the other day. She's right. You're not allowed to take action on on non-agenda items, but you are allowed to give updates per the Brown Act. You are, Mr. President, sir, we have been asking for months now for what is being done, what is going on, what is being said, and you are allowed to update us. The attorney can look it up in the Brown Act because I don't think they really know it too well because I keep seeing too many Brown Act violations that are allowed to continue. You are allowed to give us updates. That is allowed, and we are asking for an update. And I have been saying for months now too, with all this, like, what's going on? Why are you guys in such a rush?
Caller Gigi's phone, you'll have 1 minute for general public comment.
Yeah, enough is enough. Get rid of these fucking planners. Like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, it's been fucking months, every single fucking meeting. I can't even talk to you civilly anymore. Like, this is bullshit. Fuck my time, I'm done.
All right, President Corsan, that is the end of our general public comment. We'll check if there's hands raised for multiple agenda items.
Yes, please.
All right, I'm gonna go through. Oh, looks like one more hand was just raised. Did we close general public comment or would you like to take
Let's
it
go
in?
with general public comment.
Caller Juju, did you have general public comment today?
Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, you'll have 1 minute.
Okay. With the horrifying fires that are going on over there in Los Angeles, I'm watching all this unfold. Are you aware that Scientology believes that they can mentally, with their mind, stop things like hurricanes and disasters? For the hurricane in Florida, they did not even evacuate their buildings. Do you think if they get an evacuation for a fire that they're going to evacuate their people and protect their people? They hide their people. That's the reason for all the planners and all the distractions going on around their building, to hide their people, to hide their crimes. Please do something. These people are in danger. We have friends that have family members that are in there that will not even allow them to contact. They're totally disconnected from the outside world. Most of them probably don't even know about what's going on with the fires. Please do something. These people need help.
All right, that's the end of general public comment. So we'll check with caller Audit LA. Do you have multiple items today? Or comment on multiple agenda items today?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like still trying to get over the trauma of what we've just been through. So I am a little shaken today. For number one, all right, it's the same thing, man. Here we go again, from 5:30 up to 8:80. It's just, I want the sidewalk repaired. I'm not seeing a whole lot of sidewalk repairs. And I see this is for all CD councils, so I don't understand why we're not seeing the sidewalk repairs when if they don't have enough money already and we're increasing it, we should be seeing progress, and we're not. So, like, where is it being repaired? It's not being repaired anywhere where I'm traversing, and I go all over the place. But again, why can they not stay in budget? This is a huge jump, okay, from 5:30 to 8:80. Why are they allowed to come in and say, oh, yes, this is how much we need, right? Because we get the low bid, right? You take the low bid. And this is what's happening. You're taking the bid. Oh, I got the bid because I bid 5:30. And so you give it to them, knowing full well that they're going to come back, I guess. And then they come back later and say, oh, you know what? We underbid. We need $300,000 more now. And you know what? There's probably 10 other companies that bid under the 800 whatever thousand that they're asking for now. But you had to take the lowest bid. It means that these bids mean nothing anymore because they can just come anytime they want and ask for whatever money they really need and get it. And then I want to ask, like, is the low bid, like, or, you know, like, is this is this same companies doing the same thing over and over again? There needs to be an audit. You guys need to audit this yourselves because you are the ones who are custodians of our money. And we need stuff. Look at what we're just going through. We are
Amen,
going
audit.
to
Amen.
need to rebuild a lot of stuff. And we don't have the time or patience or anymore for this shenanigans of these people coming in low bidding and then it's a joke. Please start managing better. Yvonne mentioned this the other day. There's management issues. If it's not you directly and it's the ones under you, but you are the oversight. You are the ones that keep approving all these increases. Where is the enforcement of like, hey, why are you tricking us on these low bids and lying to us and then coming back begging for more money? The people are sick of it. Oh, look, we had to defund our city. We had to defund the fire department because LAPD gets the lion's share of it. And so you don't have the luxury of just adding all this extra money and spending all this money recklessly. Our city is burning down to the ground, literally. We were under evacuation watch. You know how hard it is, someone to evacuate, like in my situation. And this has been a living hell. You guys need to get it together.
Good job,
If the
audit.
callers
Good
can
job.
clarify how many items they're speaking on before they begin multiple agenda item public comment, that will help the meeting run smoother.
I see one more hand raised. Gigi's still having hand raised. Gigi's phone. Did you have a comment on any agenda items today?
Yes, I just want to echo what Audit said. That's all I want to say.
Agenda
That's
items are you speaking on before you begin?
all items, and I just want to echo exactly what Audit said.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, I just want to do all items, and I just want to say everything that Audit said. I just want to echo that and get your act together. Like, this is bullshit. I'm done.
Thank you, caller. All right, that is the end of our multiple agenda items, President Corrigan.
Thank you. With that, we'll close general public comment and multiple agenda public comment for today's meeting and proceed to approval of the minutes for Wednesday, December 18th. If there is a second to my motion to approve the minutes. Thank you. Mrs. Torsky, there is a first from myself and a second from Commissioner King.
Take the roll call starting with you, President Corson.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner King.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell. When all ayes, the item is adopted.
Thank you. And we'll proceed to item number 1, which is in all council districts, a revised task order solicitation number 34 for SOMAS from the Bureau of Engineering. And we have with us Ms. De La Vega for the presentation.
Yes, we do. We have caller Yvonne who wanted to provide comment on item 1. Yvonne, you'll have 1 minute for item number 1.
Thank you. I'm pleased to hear the promise that this would be a publicly accessible mapping system and that the data will be available. The complete data, I hope, not just a summary. However, the way that it is presented in the agenda packet, those deliverables are not guaranteed. In addition, there is a document reference for review, and no means for the public to review that document is made available. This is not properly prepared as an agenda item or as a contract, particularly when it is a sole source contract. Please revise your submission and do not pass this. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. I also see we have caller Mona M. Mona, can you let us know if you have comment on number 1?
I sure do. Thank you very much. What I would like to discuss on the Willits settlement, that is the Willits, the $1.4 billion ADA Department of Justice settlement about sidewalks, repairs, and all of these items, including this proposal, is obviously going as a credit I'm not too sure what this data is going to be reporting, but I'm hoping that any current or future items of ADA and anything that's considered under the Willits could be included in that. These planners, just for an example, the planners, the containers that have just dirt and rocks in them that are taking out ADA and the Department of Justice violations on Fountain and L. Ron Hubbard could be, if you remove them, credited towards the Willits $1.4 billion settlement. Just a thought, folks. Thank you, and I yield back my time.